layers and stuff. And we are live.
Yeah, so like my hair didn't get cut properly.
My hair didn't get cut properly, and I was like,
no
"Oh, hi! By the
layers.
way, we're live. This is Women Talking Film, but right now we're talking about hair. Welcome."
Because women talk about hair.
Exactly.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Mel, and this is
Sophie. I'm Sophie. I'm that person, Sophie. How's everybody doing? This
Emma.
Emma.
You've got to ruin it, haven't you, man? Come on.
Emma.
Oh my god! And today we're trying out a new layout with like our cams and stuff. So let us know if this is cool or not. And today we're going to be talking about a movie that Sophie has chosen, and so she gets to introduce that if she likes.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. So this movie, I chose this movie basically based on a very... I will. I'm getting there. I'm building suspense.
Suspense. I don't want to give it away by putting it on.
So yeah, this movie, I just found it while scrolling through Netflix, and I wanted to find something that was not Hollywood or UK based. I wanted something that was a bit more out the box. So Mel, if you please.
Yeah, hang on. Oh, I've just ruined it.
Technical difficulty.
Do another drum roll. Do another drum roll. And is this working now?
Sugar Rush. No, I mean, I say as if we didn't actually, talk about it the last time we were on. But so Sugar Rush is a Nigerian comedy that I came across that I thought looked quite interesting. It had a vibe for me of, say, something like Bridesmaids, Rough Night, Girls Trip, that sort of vibe. And I love those type of movies. So this is what I've gone with. And so the premise for this movie was, after discovering a huge sum of money, a trio of sisters swipes it for personal use until the authorities and a shady mob boss come to collect the cash. So, it's your standard, thrilling comedy movie with a bit of suspense and, lots and lots of fun. So... we haven't talked about the movie because we never want to talk about the movie before we actually go into the discussion. But we've had a couple of rumblings that there are differing opinions here. So this is going to be a juicy episode, and we are excited. So I'm going to start with Emma for your first impressions. But can you give me a little bit of a taste of how you'll work, and spoiler free until we give the go ahead, if you please.
No spoilers at the moment.
Can I just say, this is actually the only film that I've been so excited to talk about from the films that we actually watched in the past. Oh my god! Would you want to know for me, like, if I liked it or not, or just?
I want you first impressions, just having come out of seeing the movie. First things you can say about it?
I think it was fucking hilarious. It is one of the best written comedy I've ever fucking seen. No, okay, not ever. But it's just I wasn't expecting that humor. And I thought it hit pretty fucking well. And I thought the actors were perfect at being whoever they were meant to be. I don't know. But I just I really fucking to start with, obviously I was like, ooh, what the fuck is this? But immediately I was like, these characters are fucking hilarious. Yeah, anyways, that was me.
Mel, can I get your quick first impression?
I'm just gonna be the negative ninny.
Sorry, just let me sip the tea quickly.
I have no tea.
So I started watching it, and within the first few minutes I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
There were a few things that just rubbed me the wrong way. Not that I thought that they were problematic, but I was like, if this keeps going like this, I think me and the movie are gonna have a problem. And about
Mel and the movie gonna fight.
We're gonna throw it down.
About to throw hands with a movie, y'all. It's happening.
But now, about not even halfway through the film, I was like, I'm not getting this. This is not for me. I don't think it's funny. This is so superficial. I don't get it. This is funnily enough, the exact opposite of what Emma was just saying. I thought it was horrendously written. It was so non-layered and superficial and stereotypical, even though I know nothing about Nigerian culture. But
stereotypical?
It's way. And And after the film was done, obviously we're not going to spoil the ending just yet, but there's something happening at the end. I was like, and now you have completely lost me.
I thought that way.
And I wanted the 2 hours back of my life.
Oh damn! I'm
very sorry. I'm very sorry to say that because
sorry.
Because no. I'm really sorry to say that because when I started it, I was like, wow, so many female leads, like so many women in this film. I love this. Let's go. And obviously women of color because it's a Nigerian film and stuff. So I was really interested. And then after a while, I was like, okay, it's going to be a campy film. Okay, fine. I can deal with campy and stuff, even though I was not in the mood with campy. And that might be why it's fallen down for me a bit. But
what
then,
does that mean? Campy. What do you mean?
As in like it's like over the top, ridiculous, hilarious,
slapsticky comedy.
Yeah. So I need to be in the mood for this.
Okay.
So yeah, unfortunately it didn't like I always like watching a movie all the way through, no matter what I think, because I've seen films that literally in the last 15 minutes they turn around and make the entire experience amazing because of something that happens. So I was waiting for that. And then that happens in the end. But unfortunately, I was like, wow, okay.
You lost me.
It's now totally gone. Like it's what is it? Jump the shark. It's like totally jumped the shark for me. So unfortunately, it's not for me. Okay. But I'm glad you guys liked it. So I really want to hear about this.
Yeah, no. Well, I'll just give my 2 cents. But I liked it. I thought it was half an hour too long.
Yes, thank you.
I thought there was a little bit too much
2 hours,
exposition.
yeah.
I know you were complaining about having to watch a 2-hour movie, Emma, but I just thought you needed to give it a chance. But anyway, so yeah, I thought it was half an hour too long. I thought the bits could have been edited out and then it would have made a very great movie. But I thought it was really, once I got used to the difference in the way that the comedy was supposed to hit from what you would usually see in Hollywood, I definitely started to get it. I started to enjoy it. I just thought it was really great fun. Yeah. And the end for me, now, I don't want to sound like a, sort of all educated and things, but there was something in there for me with sort of, I can't say anything without spoiling it, so I don't want to go like super into it. But it's just like, oh, okay, that's been used in a different way than I've seen before in other genres of movie from around the world. Like that was really interesting for me to see that in another perspective. So I liked it. I thought it was a bit over the top, don't get me wrong. And I thought they probably, considering how much runtime the movie had, they could have led up to it a bit better, but I did think it was fun. So yeah, that was what I thought.
Can we spoil already or what?
No, shall we talk about what we thought of like the characters and the whole setup?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think give it sort of, we can spoil up to like halfway. So don't give away the ending, but you can spoil sort of the rest of it as it goes. So yeah, that's a good point. So I think we should definitely start with we have this wonderful trio of Bola, Sola, and Susie, who are the sisters. In fact, Bola is played, I think, is Bola, because one of these three, and I can't remember which one, is quite a heavy-hitting comedian and actress in Nigeria. Like she's sort of the cream of the crop in Nigeria. It's like she's one of the best actresses around for comedy.
Is that the slightly bigger one, the one that's like mega?
I can't remember. It's not the little sister. That's I remember. But the other two, I think, are pretty famous in Nigeria.
They seem to know quite well what they were doing. Those two, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, just in general, that trio of sisters. I mean, shall I start with you, Mel? Like, how were you with that whole relationship? Like, how was that sort of those characters intertwined for you?
Well, I mean, at first, the film starts out, like Sophie always says, something that I really like. It like throws you right smack into the middle, and then we go back a few days or whatever it was, to see how we get to where basically the film starts.
In Media Age, yeah.
Yeah, so we're immediately introduced to those three sisters. We don't necessarily know that they're sisters yet. And that's one of the things, like at first when we're in their apartment that they live in with their mom, it took me a while to actually realize that they are actually sisters, that they're actually related. I was like, are they just roommates or what the hell is going on there? So the dynamic wasn't entirely clear to me from the start. And like the first 20-30 minutes of the film, I really enjoyed, but then it just went off the rails a bit. So I like the whole dynamic that you have. I'm not even sure whether the one that's like mega serious, whether she's the oldest one.
Yeah, Susie, right?
Yeah.
Susan.
So she had the feeling of potentially being the oldest one and taking care of the other two, which is why she's always so worried about finances and stuff like that. But that's also where it falls for me into like the stereotypical thing, where you have the oldest one that's always serious and job and looking after financial security, looking after the mother, whereas the middle one kind of like gets to be a bit more free, and then the baby one gets to be completely bonkers because it's the baby and stuff. So on the one hand, it worked from like a comedic aspect, but I also thought I wished that they had dug deeper with the characters a bit. They felt caricatures is probably the better word. They felt like caricatures for me. And I think overall, that's where the movie fell down for me the most, is that I could not relate or empathize with any of the characters. And that's really rare for me. For whatever reason, I had no connection whatsoever. Maybe because the entire thing was a bit too ludicrous for me. I'm not entirely sure. But I had an absolute disconnect between me and any of the characters.
Okay, yeah, I can see
it. Due to the acting. I don't think it's due to the acting. I think it's just how the film is, just how stylized it is, how it's written, how it's directed, and how it's cut together. It felt like a Mr. Bean slapstick with three black women.
I mean, you say Mr. Bean slapstick as if Mr. Bean's Holiday wasn't one of the best films ever created.
Again, not my thing. Not my thing. That might be why I don't like the film. So
yeah, completely valid opinion. Everybody has their taste, but yeah, Emma, what can I get from you on that sort of that main trio dynamic?
What can you get?
What can you give me?
Give us something.
Yeah, no,
I've got my pen ready.
Oh, what are you writing? What's your pen?
I'm just noting down what people say so I can give a heavy rebuttal.
She's going to use it against us. She's going to use it against
us. It's called a debate, you guys. God.
In film court. She's going to use it against us in film court.
Knew it. I loved it. I really like them as characters. I thought once you figured out that they were sisters, I thought it worked really well that there was one serious one and then the other two were just complete, like they only cared about like materialistic things and I thought it was well written in a way that like you could tell how each of the characters were. Or was, I don't know what the right way of saying that is. So you could tell how they were. And I thought that was quite good. And I like their relationship. I mean, my favorite scene is probably the one where they both go to the same house and they're not aware of it. And they just meet each other and they're like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? You know, like I thought that was so good. Like such a good scene. Yeah. But I love that one of them is like, I need to take care of my mom, and, you guys need to be more like serious and stuff. And I don't know. I really like their relationship. I think it's just like any other film that we've seen. I mean, I don't quite understand how their relationship is any different to any and other films that you probably would have liked, like I can't see it being written any differently for me. Like I thought the relationship was good and the main characters were great. And I loved the acting. I thought they were really fucking good. Like, yeah. Anyway.
I mean, for me, I definitely enjoyed their dynamic. I thought it was, I thought it hit well. And you know, I'm going to start using stuff against you guys now. But I gotta say, it's Rebecca.
I want my lawyer. Go it.
I
Go.
mean, fine, it's whatever. Have her present. I'm ready. So yeah, I mean, you were saying about how like the middle child. I can't remember which one was the middle child. Was really outgoing. Like, and that, you were talking about the whole stereotypical thing, just in general. And this is coming from somebody who doesn't have siblings, but having watched, a lot of movies with like siblings and just seeing that dynamic and knowing the sort of general stereotypes about siblings, the middle child is normally the one that is sort of a little bit more reserved and is it almost in the shadow of their elder sibling, and then of course is overshadowed but almost undershadowed by the younger sibling, because the youngest sibling is the darling.
It's the baby.
It's the baby. But I found that didn't happen in this movie, because Bola was so outgoing, and she, her relationship with her boyfriend was like really at the forefront and everything. Okay, yes, Susie was very sort of had to look after the family. That was a bit of a sort of stereotype. But I think it worked for the movie that they were. Yeah, I think it worked for the movie that they were in. And I thought it was fun to see that tangent of the middle child not being the one who was overshadowed. It was almost like the middle child was, having her fun in this movie. And the young sibling was wonderful. I thought she was hilarious. And I know that I'm being so immature when I say this, but that scene where like she farts in front of like a mob boss. I'm like, sorry, that was
what have you eaten?
Damn good.
What have you eaten? She's like beans in an egg.
Literally, just like, how could you not think that was amazing? Oh my god! And so I was the complete opposite of you, Mel. I genuinely the first 30 minutes, it just took me a while to get on board. I actually preferred most of the rest of the movie. Like it's just mad how that's like super different with how we're feeling about this. It's really splitting opinion, this movie. It's a bit mad.
Yeah,
Emma.
it's good.
No, I was going to say, I think I liked all of it actually, because I remember when I ran out of time to watch the whole film, I was like, what should I skip, the beginning or the end? And somebody said the first 30 minutes. And I unfortunately watched the first 30 minutes. Well, not unfortunately, but it was so funny. Like, obviously the first scene, that was the flashback. No, not the flashback. That was the flash forward. That was a bit long, and I didn't quite get it, because obviously I didn't realize that they were going to bring it back later. But the rest of it was so funny, and I just couldn't. I had to text you. I was like, I can't skip the first 30 minutes.
What are you doing? Telling me to do this?
I know. But yeah, and I love the ending as well. Well, I mean, we need to talk about the ending.
But I think the one thing we have all agreed on in that was the fact that we literally didn't know they were sisters until it was absolutely blindingly obvious.
Yeah,
like generally, I thought they were friends for a minute, having I'd read the synopsis, but I was like, but they were in different houses. So were they sisters, or are they? It took me a good while, and I thought, because there's literally in that first scene, after the sort of scene where they're all being they're all tied up, it's not kinky or anything, it's literally just a torture scene. It's not actually that, it's
literally just a torture scene.
It's what we're going with,
usual.
But it was, oh god, now I've lost it.
No.
You said you didn't know. You didn't know they were sisters
because they lived in different houses.
Oh no, that's what it was. It was the cleaner in the hotel. I thought she was the third sister for a good 10 minutes, and then Sola popped up, and I was like, wait, is this the third sister?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Wait, so can I ask a question? Who was actually the cleaner in relation to the three guys? Did they just know her?
I think she was like part of the operation that they were running.
I thought
because she sold them out. She sold them out a little bit later in the movie, so she was clearly not.
I must have missed that completely. She sold them out.
Yeah, I think she was talking to one of the mob bosses or something. Or no, I think it was maybe the. Wait, what was the? Hang on, let me remind. the EFCC, which is their
the
sort of
police.
financial crimes division in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
So I actually did a little bit of sort of after reading, just because I wanted a bit of context. And the EFCC, I don't know if this is exactly the story, so please don't come after me, Nigerian government. But
please give us all your money.
The EFCC actually tried to get this movie blocked because it was painting their agents as clumsy and bad at their jobs. And they thought that they didn't want that as a representation of them in, and because this was a Nollywood, as it's called in, it was a blockbuster for them, and it was put out on mainstream. Clearly, it's on Netflix, in the UK. So yeah, they actually tried to get it like stopped for a bit. It was like a whole thing. So
I mean,
that was interesting.
The EFCC was definitely portrayed in one aspect really well. One of the agents was ripped as fuck.
I actually so preferred the other one though.
The straightness is shown.
Yeah, the other one that was a bit flamboyant and clumsy and stupid.
I really thought he was going to be gay, but then
I was like, I'm not going to hope. But that's not going to happen in a Nigerian film.
Yeah.
But like so adorable. I love this guy.
I know. I thought he was great. Honestly,
that guy who was a bit inept at his job but meant well. And Sola, was he the middle one?
Which is that the guy with the glasses?
No. The middle sister. The slightly bigger one. That's like mega.
Oh, Bola.
Bola, not Sola. Bola. Those two were definitely my favorites.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. But yeah, in general, I mean, okay. So I feel like Emma's going to burst.
I think we need to go into spoilers.
So let's say, from right now, guys, we are now going to be spoiling this movie. So if you haven't seen it, pause here, go and watch it, and come back and see us. Okay. So
can we talk about production?
I thought you wanted to talk about spoilers now.
I do. Well, I do as well.
Right, Emma, we'll indulge you. Talk about production. Go. And I dropped my pen.
I was gonna
pick up my pen.
Okay, I'll wait. Thanks.
It's all right. No,
I was gonna say. So obviously, as an editor, I have to talk about things. The editing was actually really good, apart from one bit where I feel like they actually messed it up. I feel like they may have not watched the film through before they exported or something, because it's like
we're just going off the Nollywood today. This is a whole thing. Sorry, carry on.
No, it was just like it was a jump cut. It was like it was the bit where they got kidnapped in the white van by the police, by the finance. What was it again? EFCC. Yeah, and they were telling him like, oh, you have no proof, like you're kidnapping us or whatever. And there was just a massive jump cut where the camera was on the girls, and then all of a sudden it was on the girls, but just slightly over. And it was almost like there was meant to be a shot of the guys for like even just a split second to cover the two. But I had to rewind that and be like, wait, was that a jump cut? Or like, did it go somewhere? I have no clue.
So what we have here, ladies and gents, and others, is that when you are an editor or a producer, you basically can't enjoy a movie because all you're doing is pointing out very tiny inconsistencies.
Yes.
I have to.
And I do. Yeah.
Go.
Oh, sorry. No, you go. If it had something to do with what I said, go ahead. But there is something else I want to mention.
Oh, okay. No, I just wanted to say, it's like if Emma saw this, then obviously that's in there. And I have to admit, it's like I wish I could say that yes, I've noticed this as well. But this is in the part of the movie where I was like half listening, half watching, half doing other things because I was like so not into it. Because I don't think you need to be like an industry professional to notice something like this. Because it's like, but if it is the way that she said, it's like it's going from three sisters to three sisters, but slightly over to the left. Obviously, I'm not gonna notice that. It's just gonna be really weird, and that should not be in any release. If it's a web series, a feature film, a TV show, whatever. That
especially
is
not for Netflix. Like I feel like even Netflix could have caught it or something. Like someone must have watched the film.
Do you roughly remember how long into the movie that was?
I think that's probably towards the middle-ish.
Like maybe 40, like 50 minutes or something.
I'm gonna have to
Something
look
like
this
that.
up now.
Yeah,
but no, you try,
I can
like-
find it for you easy. Yeah.
Also,
It's like
I mean,
sisters a bit to the left. Have you seen that meme where it's like they've just said that Canada is now, it's all parts. So it's like, so you have Canada, South Canada, and then Alaska is Canada a bit to the left.
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
I did not see that.
That's funny.
Back to Emma for your other point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, the fact that like I would have expected this maybe from a film that was on Prime, because like anybody can upload anything to Prime. But
Really?
for Netflix, I feel like the sound was really bad. Is that just me, the sound mix?
Oh,
the music was either so loud or so low. And like you could tell like the peaks in music all of a sudden and then down again. And I'm just like, this, I mean, even though it's from Nigeria, fair enough, but I mean, I don't understand how nobody said to them, like, you kind of need to fix this for Netflix. Like, Netflix is kind of perfect. Like, you know, it's very rare that they have problems. So
they're very strict with their technical specifications for films that get to go on Netflix.
Apparently not enough.
That's why
a lot of filmmakers, if you want to get your stuff on Netflix, it's a very narrow window of tech specifications that you need to adhere to, and it's apparently not very easy to do, especially for people that are a bit on a budget. So I was very surprised because as soon as you mentioned this with like the music, I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to mention that as well.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Like first I think it's the dialogue scene, and then the first time that music comes in, I was like, fucking hell, where did I put the remote?
Yes.
I was like, my ears are ringing. And if it was a bit later at night, I would be like, I just woke up, everybody, sorry guys. And then it goes back to normal. And then every time there's any kind of music, it's like someone found the disco button or something, and it goes.
Yeah, but like to the point where it actually sounds distorted because they hit the red so bad. It wasn't mixed well at all.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck just happened there, but it was at every single time they included some kind of music bit, I was like, what the heck happened?
Yeah. Go ahead, Sophie, what's up?
No, I was just saying that, and I'm gonna insult a member of my family when I do this, but no, I'm not, because it's just the truth. But so I took the liberty of watching this movie. I thought I'd treat myself, and instead of watching it on the small kitchen television, I would watch it on what my dad calls the 49-inch color television. You can tell I'm
also known as the big boy.
This is the premium television that we bought last year and we splurged on because he spends a lot of time watching TV. So I decided I was going to watch it on this nice television. And he also leaves the volume up because he does have a bit of a hearing problem. So the first even that first few minutes of this movie, I was literally like, oh, I was literally just like, oh my God. And I had to change the volume up, down, down the entire time.
Right?
I was literally either on 7 or 12 on my volume thing. That's all it could cope with as well. Like even when it was supposed to be like quiet, I still had to have my volume. It was supposed to be loud. I still had to have my volume way down. Like it was just generally quite a loud movie.
Yeah. I had to watch it on subtitles.
So did I. But to be fair, a lot of the film was in Yoruba, which is one of the languages in Nigeria.
But that came out automatically. But I had to turn it, because I've got bad hearing too. But I had to turn it down. And I knew that if I turned it down, I couldn't hear it. So I had put the subtitles on just so I could follow the film.
My dad had left the subtitles on, so conveniently.
There you go.
Yeah, I always watch stuff with subtitles. I've recently found out that I also play video games with subtitles. And I didn't know exactly why I do that. But there was a release, tangent, a few weeks ago called The Last of Us Part 2, and it's like the title with the most accessibility options. So that was
How did I know that she was going to shoehorn this in here?
Because I would shoehorn awesomeness in. And people were talking about it, and there was another lady that talked about it, and she was like, for whatever reason, the first thing I do is I always turn on subtitles because I miss stuff unless I see it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same for me. I never realized why. when I sometimes play with my friend and there are no subtitles on, and she's like, "We have to do this." It's like, "How the fuck do you know that?" And she's like, "Because he just told us. You're not here." I was like, "No, I didn't. I missed that." And if subtitles are on, then I don't miss stuff. So it's just, I don't know. There's some why I need subtitles. So Netflix, Amazon, if subtitles are available, I will always put them on, even if I theoretically don't need them.
Yeah. All right. Well, yes, ma'am.
I think I also want to just say something here in general about subtitles. This is this is a PSA moment, right? Because I'm sorry, if you are so closed-minded that you cannot watch a movie that has subtitles in it, say if it's a foreign movie that is in a different language than you, and you cannot put sorry that you cannot put the subtitles on. She's like, oh, well, it distracts me from the movie and it means I don't get enjoyment out. Shut your damn mouth. No. Just what? There are so many amazing movies out there that you have not seen. One of them won Best Picture this year, and you didn't see it purely because you're like, I don't like reading the bottom of the screen. Shut up. Watch the movie. Broaden your horizons. Right, I'm done. Sorry, I just needed to put that out.
Okay. And also, yeah, Parasite was really good. I agree.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so that's my PSA over. Sorry for I say sorry for being angry, but I think we need to. It needs to be said. Anyway, so are you what? Oh, is she gonna go against my PSA right now?
No, I'm just one of those people that struggles to follow a film because I'm like, I can't read.
So I'm like, we have a rebuttal. Oh, this is going to be good.
Rebuttal me.
Keep going, Emma.
No, I got nothing. It's just a personal thing that I personally am so slow at reading that by the time rebuttal...
Is this how you write it?
I don't know. But
that's how you write it.
By the time I get to the end of the sentence, I've missed what's happened on screen, and I'm like, okay, it's back to the next sentence. Okay, oh the fuck, it's okay. So I
mean, for me, that's generally if you genuinely find it difficult, like it's different if it's just like, oh yeah, no, I'm just like, I don't want to. That's the attitude that really pisses me off.
I would
not
never
people who actually like struggle. I'm not getting at you at all. It's like literally because I have a lot of acquaintances who I've talked to in the past, and even like at film festivals, like I've literally talked to people and they're like, yeah, I just don't really like subtitles. It's just like a lot of effort that I just don't feel like I need to put in. Put it in. You're missing out. But when you like genuinely struggle, that's absolutely understandable.
Good.
But yes.
Emma,
yes.
Does that mean you don't really watch a lot of movies or TV shows with subtitles?
No, if it's in English, I don't.
Okay, so maybe it's just you need to get used to it because the whole thing with subtitles is you don't actually properly read them as if you're reading a book. It's more like there's usually only 2 lines max. So it's almost like you just take one quick glance and you sort of like skim through it so you roughly understand what's going on.
Right.
So the first time I started with subtitles was when I got into anime like decades ago. And I found it really hard at first. And sometimes I had to rewind because I was missing stuff. But then after doing it for a while, you get so used to it that you learn to not actually read it from left to right. You literally just look at it as if it was a picture and you take it all in at once and you understand what's going on.
Okay.
So maybe
but at the same time,
if you can. I mean, if there's a film where you don't understand the language, maybe just give it a try and see how you get on.
Yeah.
Dubbing is an option. And as much as I don't particularly enjoy watching dubbed movies because I can tell that it's dubbed when I see their lips move and it's a different shape to what I'm expecting. It does annoy me, but it just even there is, you're opening yourself up to another world of film. You're also opening yourself up to another world of actors because you get amazing voice actors. And what did I learn the other day? I can't remember. For European Spanish, right? My friend told me this. Brad Pitt and Will Smith have the same voice actor for a lot of movies. And that is so cool.
That is hilarious.
On dubbing, sorry, go Emma.
No, I was just going to say that I grew up in France, so I'm very used to dubbing because a lot of the shows that
Do you speak French?
not very well. Yeah,
I would have said un poco, but that's not French, that's fucking Spanish.
No, un peu. A little. Yes.
But no, in regards to dubbing, I can like tell you the whole like shebang about that, because obviously in Germany we dub everything.
Oh yeah.
We don't have anything in the original language, so everything that like American shows, British shows, whatever, on TV they have to be dubbed. And to be fair, the dubbing in Germany is actually quite good. It's very lip synced, but you can always tell. And as soon as I learned English to enough of, so I can understand what's sort of going on, I just can't watch German television anymore. We lost Emma. Is she not? Is she going for Black Lives Matter? Is this what it is? Blackout?
Sorry, I'm back.
Hey, we were just worried about you. It's like someone's abducted you.
I don't know what happened. Okay.
And considering the movie we're talking about, anything's possible. Yeah, we always dub everything. So, but now that if I've seen
even porn.
Yeah, even porn. Yeah, we dub everything. That's actually a funny thing that everyone always learns a few German words apparently from porn. One of the first people go like, I know how to say schneller, schneller. And I was like, oh my God.
What's that?
That means faster, faster.
One of the few German words I actually know and adore is Schadenfreude.
It's a great word.
I just love that word so much. Schadenfreude, laughing at someone else's misfortune, I believe.
Yeah, if someone slips on a banana and you laugh your ass off, you're Schadenfroh.
So basically, You've Been Framed, or America's Funniest Home Videos, are prime examples of Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
We should probably get back to the film, by the way, just so you know.
I'm gonna hang on. Since I've got the thingy here, let me just.
We will go back to the movie as soon as we know how to spell Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
Like so.
That is so what I was expecting.
Schadenfreude.
Why? This is how you write it. What's funny about it?
It's not the way I was expecting it to be spelled at all. But this is the wonder of language. I just love linguistics in general. But anyway, that's a whole other story. But anyway, let's
go back to the film. Let's do spoilers.
Let's get back here. So
let's go.
Emma's been waiting for this. So I'm going to come to you first, Emma.
Hello.
Tell me about this ending. What did you think?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did they get an invisible car from? And invisible money, and all of a sudden some guy that walks through a wall. What the fuck?
And has a shield.
Yeah, what? And
it's
then,
invincible.
Yeah, but I can't lie though, it was really well done. Like, fuck me, just poof, poof. You know, I thought that was fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't understand the end. So, like, you know, when he's looking at the money and then he gets really angry, did I miss something there? Did they take some money? Did they? I don't understand. But I loved when they blew the car up and literally all the girls just went, no, like running really slowly. And the guy who got shot is just like, I'm fucking coming. It's so funny. What else do I want to talk about? Because...
So that was the spoiler talk Emma wanted to have for like.
Yes.
That's been brewing. It's been brewing like a good old cup of tea.
There's an invisible car, like an invisible plane, like Wonder Woman. I half expected Wonder Woman to show up. It didn't happen. I was very disappoined.
But is that what threw you off, Mel? Did that bit?
No. It's like the film had lost me by that point. So when that happened, I was like, I was literally like, are you fucking kidding me? What the heck? I was like, okay, next. I was putting wagers with myself down. I was like, there's going to be like aliens coming down from the sky, abducting one of them, or one of the three sisters turns out to be an alien, or all three sisters turn out to be an alien, or even the mother that pretends to have cancer is actually an alien, or something like that. None of that obviously happened, but I was like, where else can we go? It's like when you NATO 1, 2, 3, 4. You're like, next time there's going to be sharks in space, and there is.
What's up?
Sorry, wait. Was the mother pretending? Did I miss something?
No. She actually. Well.
Oh, okay. She did have cancer, right? Okay, I thought I missed something completely then. Don't throw me like that, bro.
But this was just me thinking that everything is like some crazy ass Flash Gordon fantasy or something, and then it didn't turn out to be that. And I was like, I mean, Goldbeardy McBeardy guy shows up and it's like Mr. Invincible, and I was like, where the fuck has he been all this?
Yeah, I'm just like, who
Been
was
such
that?
a better movie if he had been the big boss, the villain all along. If we would have been fighting against him, this would have been so awesome. Why is he showing up in the last 10 seconds?
Well, no, because he was at the party that they were stealing from. He was on the arm of the original one who kidnapped the girls at the beginning.
But you didn't get to see much of him.
No, it's true. They needed to expose
I
it a bit more.
I did get lost a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I love that at the end, everyone who's ever been in this film at any one point shows up at the end. I love it. It's like a group class photo. And everyone turns out to be somehow related or fucking with someone, having a different personality, taken off a Mission Impossible mask or whatever. Everyone's somehow related to everything else that's been going on. Some people have superpowers, others have invisible cars, some people have money, some people have explosives, some people have some other kind of shit. And then everyone goes, and now we're all gonna fight. And then that's the movie. And I was like,
and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How do you think they sold this to Netflix?
I have no idea. I really want to know.
Maybe they invisible card them.
Yeah, but it's like, how do you even write an invisible car? People disappearing for once, and then an invisible car randomly. It's almost like they didn't know how to get from A to B, so they were like, fucking invisible car.
It's like the perfect MacGuffin. It's like, you have so many MacGuffins in there to get them from Act 2 into Act 3 and the end. And they're like, how we're going to get there? But this is a movie, and movies are magic.
Yes, exactly.
And I was like,
good though.
What? So and I think this is also where at the end I was like, did I need to take some drugs in order to appreciate this film? And no one told me. Because when it starts, the one thing that I really liked about it, that there's this thing where they're talking to the woman in the hotel or what it was. And it's they're taking a piss out of action movies or something. The eagle has landed. Okay, 10-4.
Oh, that was so funny. When she's like, I don't know anything other than that.
You say you know action films. What the heck? And I was like, oh, this is going to be a great parody of action. This is going to be great. And then it's something entirely different. So I was like, I feel like it has an identity crisis, this film. It doesn't know what it wants to be because it's so many different things that someone put in a mixer and then just literally scooped it all out and served it for dinner. And no one is.
Right, yeah. We've pulled up with I know.
The lady with the
hi, my name's Margot Robbie and Bombshell. No, so yeah, just going back to the invisible car, right? Yes. Because this was the first thing that then we were like, okay, it's magic. So genuinely, I thought I hallucinated that the first time round. I had to rewind.
Me too.
I had to rewind the movie because I was like, did I miss some shit? Because I feel like this is something I needed. Am I tripping? Like, this is genuinely like, am I tripping? But yeah, so once I knew that magic was like coming into play, I was sort of like, okay, right. Bit of a, it's a bit like a swivel. There's magic now. That's literally what it was like, So, but I, and I thought, right, I'll give this bit a chance. That's not a problem because basically I studied some African sort of literature and movie. So when I was at uni, I studied a bit of African literature and movies. It was Portuguese African. So we're talking like Mozambique, Angola. And they really heavily go into this idea of magical realism. So I was like, right, so, okay, are they trying to go down that route where they're putting magic sort of into the real world? It's a bit like, not just magic in a fantasy world, they're just putting it into the real world and it's intertwining with just general life. And I think that kind of was what they were doing with it, but I don't think it was, related to anything like the literature. Maybe it was, and I did try and do a bit of reading afterwards, but I couldn't find anything concrete, so I didn't, I sort of didn't go down that path. But that's sort of why I almost appreciated the ending a little bit, because I was like, oh, okay, because this is I like how they're intertwining this, but it was fucking ridiculous. And it was overdone as fuck, but it was so funny.
It was hilarious.
So for that, Linda, I'm gonna give your meal a 9. So come dine with me reference. Sorry, I just binged it downstairs with my mum. But yeah, so so this, well, you say lost the plot. My sort of general verdict on this movie was that it was a little bit too long. It lost the plot a little bit towards the end, but it at its heart, its actors were good, and it was really fucking funny.
Yeah,
it was funny, which is what it marketed itself to be. And I thought it was quick fire and funny. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what can I get your guys' sort of final verdicts? I mean, we can talk about other stuff, but I just sort of want to get your final senses of the movie. We can do our rating, and then we'll talk about our rating, shall we? How does that sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Caligula's usual way of 3, 2, 1.
Me and Sophie. Sophie and me. I want to say that like every time I go on my PS4, it's always recommended, and I'm trying to think, is it recommended to other people? Because if people watch this, the film,
Sugar Rush, really?
Yeah. So it doesn't say like it's never in my like keep watching section, like I've watched it. It's actually in the recommended section, and I don't know if that's just for me or if it's like if other people have it recommended as well, but I don't think it should be, because it's really good, but I feel like it will catch people off guard, and I think it will do it negative justice, if that's the word. Like, I feel like you need to go into it kind of knowing about it, but if it's recommended, a lot of people will just go, oh, it must be good, and then they click it, and they're kind of surprised by it, and I don't think the beginning of the film will grab them like it should. So I really enjoyed it, and I would probably tell other people, oh, watch it, like, yeah, it's a bit insane, but, it's pretty good. But yeah, I'm just worried that it's going to do them like a disservice. What's the word? Yeah, is that right?
Yeah. I think just literally just coming off that really quickly.
Yeah.
I think what would be better served to it is that if it was just a normal movie that you could, and because you get those days where you do an absolute goddamn deep dive into Netflix, right? Because you just cannot decide what you want to watch, but you don't want to watch the same thing again because you've watched Bridesmaids so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
So, if it's one of those movies that you search for it and you're like, you know what, I'm going to give this a chance. And, and then you just see what you make of it. Because that's the beauty of film. If you, it's a bit like Mel tonight. If you don't like a movie, you're going to want to talk about that. And it's promoting that wonderful sort of, differentiation of opinions that we get in the movie business. As long as it's evoking an emotion, whether that's a negative one or a positive one. Mel, let's have your final verdict.
Yes.
All right. For me, it's like, I like it when people just make up their own mind. So if I recommend something, I do hope that people watch it. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this film. But I was actually, while you guys were talking in the last few minutes, I was like, I wish that we could get someone from Nigeria, ideally a Nigerian woman, on the show and hear what she thinks of this film. Because I think neither of us really have any kind of connection to that culture at all. I was thinking of a colleague that I had like 5 years ago. She was from Nigeria, and I was like, if I only could get her on here, if she had watched this film, what would she say about it? So I'm interested to hear what people are thinking of it. And as you were saying, Sophie, when you were doing research, that it was quite a blockbuster in Nigeria. So people really liked it. And I want to know why they liked it, or whether they think, I don't know, the depiction is stereotypical or whatever. I don't know what they're saying.
I think it was big budget. I'm not entirely sure whether it was like wonderfully universally loved. I think it did okay, but not wonderfully. So
okay.
To say, but blockbuster in terms of budget.
Yeah. But I mean, either way, it would just be interesting to hear from them, because I think this is the only or the first Nigerian film I've ever seen, as far as I'm aware. I usually a lot of attention to the countries the films are coming from. But I know that 90 to 99% of the films that I watch are either coming from the US or from the UK. So it was good to have seen it. And I liked the characters a lot, even though I think they felt very superficial and not, they felt like they didn't have a lot of depth to me. But that's not because of the actors. That's just what they were given. And I don't mind when a film goes off the rails, completely jumps the shark and introduces a Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan character in there. But it kind of needs to make sense within its own set rules, like whatever universe that you're depicting in whatever story you're telling, whatever format it is, that there are given rules that you're establishing and you need to adhere to them. And I felt like the film sort of did that and then was rules. We don't need no rules. Where we go, there are no rules. So
yeah.
I love that you guys liked it. I'm almost tempted to rewatch it again, but I was like, no, you want those 4 hours back. So I think, it just wasn't for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think with the magic, I think, he was the only character. Oh, no, apart from the old guy who was invisible. I don't know who the fuck he was, but the guy with the money. If they had at least like mentioned something, like, or him even in a speech or something saying like, you can't kill me, and like, explain a little bit about why he's invincible, I think that would have fixed the problem. But yeah, just having it just randomly and just not knowing what the fuck is going on and how he can turn cars invisible and just like what.
No, I think whether that's something that could be cleared up if we knew a bit more, or we had somebody who was a bit more of an expert on Nigerian filmmaking or in movies in general in that area of the world, maybe then we'd have an answer. But then again, maybe we wouldn't. Maybe that is just that this director just decided, you know what, we're going to shoehorn a guy in here that can stop fucking bullets and we're going to do it and you're just going to have to deal with it. It's going to be great. But, we won't know. It's going to be great. Until somebody tells us. So if you can tell us, that'd be great. But if not, we'll just never know. And that's
we just need to get... We need to get the guy on going like, can we ask you a few questions? We've just watched your movie. Do you mind? It almost felt like it's like, oh yeah, I would have liked to put, like I said, like a bunch of aliens in there and some Game of Thrones dragons, but our budget was unfortunately at an end, so we couldn't include that. So all we had was shiny shield invincible guy. It's what Emma is saying. I was half I didn't mind that they included it. I minded that they didn't explain to me how that's possible within the confines of the story. I was like, maybe there is like a Nigerian legend or something
you hit the nail on the head.
Whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I was waiting for that and it never came. And I was like, so it's just bollocks. It's just like, I'm writing it in the script. So there it is. That's enough reason.
To be honest, I think Nigeria is really big on VFX. And I think they just really wanted like a really big, cool sequence, because like the film because the film didn't really have anything.
But
and
see,
I think
that's one of the things that kind of irked me a bit. I was like, you have these three amazing women that are sort of, at first I thought, just pulling a heist. Like I thought it was a Nigerian Ocean's 8 or something.
Yes, Ocean's 8, exactly.
And then obviously
that's why I picked it.
Yeah. So that's what I expected, and this is obviously not what this movie is at all. But then when they introduced like these weird ass superpowers, I was like, give those weird ass superpowers to your three ladies.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Fight. I don't know if you want like a special effects fight. Give the ladies, all of a sudden they touch the money, they have superpowers, but I don't know where the fuck it would come from. And then Goldie, beardy guy or whatever, and you have your fight. But at the end, I felt like the women had absolutely no agency. They had no power. They were just like, kind of like running for their lives and being really lucky. And it starts out with them being really strong. So I was a bit disappointed by it at the end, considering what my preconceived notion was of what this film would be, that it would be led female starring, be about these three women being awesome. And then the end comes and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Everyone's just ducking for cover, screaming and running. All of them.
Woo!
Yeah. That's what it was. I was like, what the fuck? So,
My
Yeah.
mum's gonna think I'm dying up here. I probably shouldn't have done that.
Sophie, are you okay? Mom, I'm live on the internet right now.
Sorry, just I thought I'll round this out with the fact that I just, when you sort of like you go on your phone and you're not even really paying attention to it and you just click on an app. I just clicked on the Twitter app just quickly. The first tweet that came up when I saw this isn't really related, but Cheryl Cole is short for Chernobyl coleslaw. Why is that the first tweet on my timeline?
What the fuck?
Who the fuck do you
Dolls,
follow,
chickens?
Sophie?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey,
Somebody liked a tweet. Anyway.
Mel,
Anyway,
can you
yes.
bring up the film? Can we try and see that scene like right now, so I can see?
I'm not sure if we should do
It'll
this
take
live on the
forever,
internet.
bro.
Oh, it won't take forever.
No, we'll do it after. We're not going to do it on live broadcast because.
Why?
I'll tell you what we'll do.
Because Sophie rightly brought up that we probably can't even show trailers without getting into trouble. So we're.
Oh no, trailers are too long. Yeah.
But no, just what we'll do is we will look it up after, and then we will post the minute it happens.
I'll put it in
on
the
Twitter. Yeah. And put it in the YouTube description so they know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we're basically done with Sugar Rush for now. Is that right, ladies?
Thank God, Mel, huh?
All right.
You see, you're so glad this discussion.
Can I just say that the last hour talking about this 2-hour film with you guys was so much more fun than I had the 2 hours I was watching it.
I'm so glad you enjoyed your time with us, darling.
Yeah, I did. And the movie that we're watching next week is what Emma's decided we're going to watch. So let me see if I can find this here. And this one is on Amazon Prime. Boom.
Yes,
Emma.
Yes. What do you have? 5-star, 146. That's fucking good. Damn, son.
Yeah. So it's going to be Dating Amber. Do you want to say why you chose it, Emma, or?
Well, actually, to be honest, I chose it because I ended up watching it with my partner, and I was like, "Holy shit, we need to talk about this film." And I especially want to know what you guys think of it because I have a lot to say. So I want.
All right. we love it when you have a lot to say.
Yeah.
This movie's already like a step up for me purely because if you see starring, it says it stars Sharon Horgan, and honestly, she is one of my crushes. I just, she's just this wonderful, older Irish actress who I just adore. I think she's brilliant.
She is the best.
So we're gonna have a lot to talk about next week.
And both of the lead actors, the kids are queer actors.
Oh,
so
nice.
They're
openly queer. I'm all for that. Amazing. Next week, guys, we're gonna be watching Dating Amber. You can find it on Amazon Prime here in the UK. And if you want to follow us on the socials, we're on Twitter with WomenTalkFilm, #1 at the end. And just follow us on there. Follow us here. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you're never going to miss one of our live shows. You can also watch this afterwards, obviously, but we would prefer if you were here with us live.
Yes.
In the chat. Maybe also tweet us films that you want us to watch so we don't actually get to make these decisions. You get to make these decisions for us. And obviously, this can also be an absolutely abysmal film, like the one today. My opinion, not theirs. So whatever it is, ping it our way. Women Talk Film, #1 at the end on Twitter. Throw us your suggestions. Follow us. Subscribe here. Any last words, ladies, before we go home? I think we're all talked out.
Well, this was actually quite a good movie. Okay, Mel. God.
And with that, we're out.
Sophie
needs to go.
Decision.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
See you next Monday, 8:30 p.m. British Standard Time. Peace.
Bye.
And now we have to finish how we end.